and welcome to another video. I'm sort of doing this retrospectively because the main action today is down where the water is and the lovely autumnal colours that we have at this time of year in the UK. But it's so noisy there with the amount of water down that you'll be able to still hear it now, but I've come quite a way up the hill. Down there you just can't get any sound at all. So I'm going to try and run you through a few of the things that I've been playing at today. Try and sort that out in the edit afterwards so that you can see what's going on. So the first thing is we are in November in the United Kingdom, and the colours have really started to change. There's still quite a lot of green on the trees, and I'm down in Cornwall, so we tend to have a bit of a later season than others, but there is lots of lovely umbers and browns and reds on the forest floor as well. So that's really exciting to be in a bit of woodland today. This used to be a bit off the beaten track. You've got a lot more people here these days, but it's still really nice and quiet. So it's a lovely tranquil place to just wander around with the camera and just see what catches your eye, something that in Mixham we call the flash of perception. That's like, ooh, that's a bit interesting, take a picture of that. And as I say, there's plenty of water to play with as well. So you're sort of, I don't want to say cliched necessarily, because it's still a perfectly valid style of photography, but doing a long exposure shot, we've seen a lot of that over recent years, and some people are like almost militantly fed up with it. Other people are still enjoying it. And on recent courses, I've been teaching quite a bit about that, both in terms of when you should do it. If you don't like it as an aesthetic, then by all means don't feel that you have to do it. Freezing the action rather than doing it. And what I particularly like, and what I'll be playing around with today, is just giving a little sort of hint that the water's got that movement to it. So not completely freezing it down. But I find to the naked eye, when we see it, and particularly with some of those faster waterfalls, you do get a bit of motion blur on it. So simulating that in our still image, personally I quite like. So I'm going to play around a bit with that, doing just so you can see the difference really of shutting down the light, so that I can keep the shutter open for much longer, and you get a lot of motion blur in the water. Take that to the extreme, and you get that kind of misty effect. That a lot of people like and a lot of people also hate. Freezing it, so you've got that kind of sort of frozen ice effect with the water, can be very dramatic. And then, as I say, what I particularly like, just a little bit of shutter drag, just so that you get that sense of motion. So I have a bit of play with that. Loads and loads of colour contrast today, which is fabulous. The greens against the orange and reds of the leaves and browns. Again, on recent courses, particularly with Writing with Light, we've talked about colour theory. I've got a couple of jackets on today, so I might do a demo image of what it's like with a green jacket, which should sort of regress in our image, blending in with the background and going back. And then I've got a red jacket on that I'll also show you, just to show that difference of how you can compose different subjects within the image as well. I hope that's everything. I've shot some of it already. I'm kind of second guessing what I'm going to go and do in a minute when I get back to the waterfalls. But hopefully I haven't completely confused myself when I put it together, and I'll slice it together so that you can see what's going on. But I definitely encourage you to get out and about this time of year. I know a lot of the time it feels quite wet, quite cold, but it is a truly beautiful time to be out in nature, with or without your camera, just soaking it all in, and that change of season, and all the fungi coming up, rummaging out with the leaf litter, is a brilliant thing to see. So go and enjoy yourselves. If you have any questions about any of the techniques that you see today, or any opinions, I'd be interested to engage in any debate you might have about slow shutter speeds, long exposures with water. I know people get very hot under the collar on both sides of the argument. Personally, I think it all comes down to aesthetics and what you enjoy doing. As long as you're out with your camera, it's all good. But please do jump on the comments below If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. I know that's what everyone says, but obviously that does help the channel grow, and it gives me the little kick that I might need to get out and make these videos, which are hopefully helpful to you. Right, I'll leave it at that. All the best, and see you in the next video.